Bitcoin falling back below 22,000. Joining us now in an exclusive interview is Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz. And Mike, thanks for joining us this morning. You ever wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night and just ask yourself, oh my God, what have I done?
Sometimes it's a hot sweat, but no.
It's a hot sweat. All right, TMI.
Listen, Bitcoin was an 80 vol asset, and we're seeing the downside of it. We got to keep it in context. I mean, the S&P is down 10% since Thursday at 2 o'clock. I had hoped this year was 30,000 low in Bitcoin, a 30,000, 50,000 range was my hope. Inflation's been a little more stubborn. The Fed's going to have to be more hawkish. And, we're going through what feels to be a little bit like a long-term capital management moment in crypto. A lot of people are too young to remember that. But, it was the big hedge fund that had all the leverage. And when it started unwinding, there was repercussions everywhere. And, we're seeing that in the crypto space right now with both Celsius. We had it first with the Terra Luna ecosystem imploding. And that's causing a lot of damage around the system. It's causing a deleveraging. That's accelerated. We've gotten to levels that I think should be close to the bottom, 20,000 Bitcoin, 1,000 Ethereum. There's been a tremendous amount of capitulation and fear. And so usually not a good area to sell. Doesn't mean we can't go lower. I think the macro environment's still pretty challenging out here. But there's been a lot of damage done.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we have Mike Novogratz. And we know, first he said we wasn't going any lower than 40, then 30. Now it's 20. And you guys know since the beginning of the year, I told you we was getting back in the 20s. And we have more pain to come. I do see the low about $14,000 to $16,000. But we have enough institutional money where it won't fall to that $4,000 and $6,000 range. And we have Jerome Powell on the stage tomorrow. And we see how the media use Celsius to divert the attention away from the Fed. The only reason why we've dropped trillions of dollars in stocks and crypto is because of the Fed. But the Fed is not going to come out and tell you they took your money. We know this is Shemitah year. It's all about building. And that main distraction is going to happen this year and take us into next year. We know we have midterms coming up, so stocks and cryptos will creep back up. Guys, it's the same game. Gas prices are going to mysteriously come down, but they're going to go strong on the Hegelian dialectic. Remember I told you, if they do not make an unlimited debt ceiling, the government is going to shut down. I don't know how long it's going to be, but they're definitely going to shut down. So get prepared. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
And really not that long, but I can remember Bitcoin got back to 10 or 11,000 and ran up to 14,000. And you admitted it, you actually lightened up a little at 14,000, then it went back down. And so we've been talking about this at levels that, 10,000, 65,000. It's pretty staggering, what we've seen. At this point, Mike, it's dropped from peak to where it is now. It's the fourth largest percentage drop. So it's dropped a lot more than that previously and still was able to get all the way back to new highs. You think we're seeing the same thing here? But
well, listen,
then again, you said you thought 40 might. You thought 40 might be a low. You thought 30 might be a low. Yep. Now you're saying you think 20 might be a low. I mean,
This is certainly more painful because the numbers were bigger, right? More money lost, more infrastructure in place. And so, it's a big industry all of a sudden. I think we'll see job cuts. I think the industry will resize itself quickly. But listen, Bitcoin will lead the markets back out of this Fed tightening. The moment the Fed flinches, the moment, Powell pauses because the economy is really starting to roll over, you're going to see Bitcoin explode north. It was interesting. I watched the interview with Stan Druckenmiller who talked about Bitcoin potentially being one of his assets. Lots of guys I talk to are seeing, the next time they're going to get engaged is, when they start sensing Fed's going to pause. equities often go down further. Right? If you look at 1970s, gold led the market back, not stocks. And so I think we've established Bitcoin as a macro asset. It was supposed to sell off this year, given that it went up because the Fed was full of easy money, and Powell decided he was going to look more like Volcker this year. And as long as the Fed is hawkish, it's hard for any risk asset to do really well.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Brahmatanya save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Brahmatanya save New York. Long COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Brahmatanya goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.